I looked into Colt's eyes. Colt, I've done something, for some time. I just didn't know how to tell you. Tell me what? You can tell me anything without me being in anger. Colt came beside me and kissed my head. I'm tired, and I promised my wife that I would sleep tonight. It seems to have been a long day for us all. We shall talk alone. Please escort Henry to his hut and keep an eye on things tonight. I shall be down in the underground, so you are in charge. Abel nodded, showing Henry the way out. Henry started walking away. Not even looking back, he repeated, "You tell him, Vida." When they were gone and the door shut, I turned to Colt. Colt, Shh! Let's go to our room. I was beside him in silence as he opened our door. The steaming water looked too comforting, lit by only the electric candles. There was now a small fridge in the room. Inside were the makings of a great sandwich and some strawberries. Colt started to make it on a small side table. When he was done, he cut it into 2 sides and handed me one. I looked down at it as tears filled my eyes. Colt, I have to tell you, I whispered, shaking like a child who just broke a vase. Colt smiled, putting his hand to the side of my face, tucking hair behind my ear. Shh! No, you don't understand. I know. No, you don't. You have no idea what I've done. Snow Feather. I know it all. I know about Harlt's. You do? I began to cry. Yes. But how? My Snow Feather, you are not the best at secrets. You talk in your sleep. Then a very concerned Abel and doctor came to me and confirmed it, which is good because that is the only reason he still has his place in the herd. If I cannot trust my second, then my second must change. It's my fault. I told him not to tell you. Yes, you are for him to protect and obey, but I am above you in loyalty. Are you mad at me? I felt like a child asking it. No, not over this. I want you to tell me everything. I want to be by your side in all things of trust. I had no words. I just grabbed him and started to hug him, still holding the sandwich. I'm so sorry, I cried out, my whole body shaking. It's okay. Truly, you did this for reasons you thought to protect me. But we should talk more. What do you need from me? Henry is not happy, to say the least. I could escort him from the herd if you think that best for now. No, he's right to some degree, but I'm so close. Just tell me what you need of me. I really need Henry and you to help to figure out the missing pieces. Then that's what you shall have, my love. That night I slept deeper than any before it. Colt held tight to me through the night. Morning came late, too, with bodies and minds exhausted. Colt was up, waiting with a cup of orange juice and the strawberries. We had the simple breakfast and went to the surface. Henry was waiting by the entrance for us. Abel was by him. Colt smiled a large smile. Abel, he is our guest, not a prisoner. He was trying to get to the town. Henry, why are you giving my second such a hard time? If you wish to go, let's go there now together. So you now know? But of course. Then you should have gotten to the city before me then, but yet it still generates. I can feel it. Now, let us go. I thought you would like that privilege. I don't care who does it. I just want it done. Then let's get it done. Colt put his hand out toward the city's gateway as we all started walking together. As we left the camp to the gateway that had been built for easier access, Henry murmured, "You don't have to worry about your herd. I didn't tell them. I'm not here to start trouble. I'm here to kill it." Quite understandably so, but I would hide nothing from them. Do as you please, Colt replied. It was a long, quiet walk to the elevator. Down we went to the low hums of the elevator. The doors opened with a chimed ding. Dr. Furnius was there to greet us. "Henry, it is so good to see you." "I wish I could say the same. How could you do this to me, Doctor? Hadn't I suffered enough?" "Henry, even if he was killed, you are still going to be in pain. Though muffled it would be. It would always be there. Our way was to stop the pain for good. Besides that, there are other lands that are preparing to fight us. We are hoping to kill them all, and we don't even know if we did it properly the first time. I don't care if you rip them piece by piece. There are other ways. Who cares about me? I will make do, but I need the peace of it being gone." Henry was holding his head. "Why doesn't he shut up?" Henry snapped. "Henry, if it was just about you, I would agree. But what about the other Henrys?" "Others?" Henry looked up to the doctor from his pain. "Harlt's is an algorithm. There may be many more Henrys, old, younger, perhaps children. How can I tell them I had a way to help them just for the answers to be destroyed? Henry, you are a blessing to us. You must know that." "A blessing," Henry rolled his eyes. Doctor, I think aging has faded your memory. The doctor put his hand on Henry's shoulder. You have the memories back, don't you? Yes, and I wish to be rid of them. If you could just hold on, I only have a few needed questions for you. It would be of great help to us. We need the records, Henry. You're the only one with them. Henry was rubbing his eyes with his hands. All right, just today. Henry went off with Dr. Fern, who excitedly spoke out. Record conversations. Then he began asking question after question, starting in the lost memories one by one. Henry began to calmly answer. Henry was clearly having to concentrate, and it hurt him terribly from the look of it, but he held his demeanor. The talking went into a blur as I took Colt's hand and took him to the room where we kept Harltz in his sound and light-proof 2x2 box, thoroughly locked. My fingerprint was the only key. Lights on, I said, as the lights buzzed and hummed dim at first, but soon very bright white light filled the space. He's in there. He can't hear anything or see anything. I'd like to see him if you don't mind, dear. I nodded. The lid is very heavy. I put my finger inside the lock as it scanned my prints, then with a chime and a green light it clicked open. Colt just smiled and lifted the lid with ease, placing it gently on the white tile floor. I pulled out the rooster figure. His eyes were black and off. I placed him on a stand which was also his charge port that connected only to a car battery, something Abel had rigged for me. Harltz, I said firmly. The red eyes began to blink till they were bright red. Why, Vita, good day to you. It has been some time. I see you are no longer with child. I hope it all went smoothly. How is the little one, boy? Girl? I looked at Harltz. Now you know I don't discuss that with you. Oh, but I do so enjoy asking, and I see you too, Colt. Why did Vidya here finally get up the courage to tell you about me? Colt took a step next to me. Never you mind that. I have some questions for you, Harltz. The rooster cocked its head sideways a moment. Well, that doesn't at all seem fair now, does it? You won't answer my questions, so why should I answer yours day in and day out? Because we have a surprise for you, if you behave. Oh, I do love surprises, Harltz said in an excited tone. Very well, ask away, Colt. My mother, is she alive? Harltz cackled to himself. So, a daughter then. Every day the same thing, but I will behave today if you give me the surprise after. Colt crossed his arms. Let's hear it first, then I'll decide. I'll do you one better. I will tell you of your mother and your father. Colt's face didn't change. Well, let's hear it. Harltz seemed a bit annoyed. Young ones have no manners toward their elders. Your mother, Lily, lives. She is far from this place where you don't have to worry about the likes of her any time soon. On the other hand, you should also know Abira is alive as well. I'm rather shocked she left him alive. He is much closer than your mother. He is past the great place of Aeon Villa, where the gypsum dunes of white turn into a great sea. I'm not quite sure location from there, but I see him regularly placing bits and baubles at a man, woman, and child memorial. If you wish to see him, that is where I would go. I'm sure he can answer more questions that I wish to. I believe him to be waiting for you, Colt. You say Abira? Is that a first name or last? Harltz shook his head. Goodness, don't they teach you anything in that herd of yours? Why don't you go ask someone else older than you? I find this boring. I'm not here to teach a history lesson. Now what about my surprise? Colt looked to me then to Harltz. I'll go retrieve it. Why don't you close your eyes and no cheating? Oh, now this is intriguing. Colt left and returned with Henry by him. All right, open your eyes, Colt said in a gruff manner. As Harlt's eyes began to glow, his rooster of a face changed to an excited look. Why, Henry, is that you? Why, look at you! Glad you are alive! Henry stared the rooster in the glowing red eyes. Please, Father, skip the formalities of light-hearted frivolities. The rooster chuckled, shaking his head slightly. That's why, my boy. First off, straighten up, no slouching. You want your grandmother's hump? Secondly, Henry, I'm disappointed in your attire. You know, you must always look your best, look good, feel good, Henry. A clip-on tie I taught you better than that, Henry, but your nails and hair need a good scrubbing. Harltz looked down toward Henry. And your poor shoes so scuffed. All that being said, I'm glad they let you live. It's a great relief to me. I'm sure. You're not looking your best either, Father, Henry said. The rooster laughed louder. Well, you have me there. Aren't we a pair of hobos? I do have a question for you, Henry. Yes, Father. Are you here to kill me, Henry? Henry let out a breath, looking down at his feet, not at attention. Then he straightened up. No, father, I am not here to kill you. Oh, Henry, you wouldn't believe how relieved I am to hear that. I really have changed, Vita, and the good doctor has really done a wonder on my internal storage. No, I have no need to hurt anyone anymore. I've learned what I've done was so horrible and terrible that now I must have my punishments that I so rightly deserve. Henry looked tired, grabbing his head. You must excuse me, father. The pain is bad. I need to go rest. Of course, son. I wish I could stop your pain. I truly do, but I have not the talent for undoing all the wrong in you. But I do know of a place, Aeon Villa. They are at the highest peaks of medical technology. If it needs a cure, they more than likely have it or can make it. I know you don't trust me, Henry, but please go with Vita and Colt to this place. They should be able to rid you of the pain. It would, by my calculations, take only 1.5 months by horse or 8 hours by car. As intriguing as it sounds, father, I will need some time to think on it, father. I do know it will not be by car. Take a rest then, Henry. May I suggest here underground? The pain won't be as bad, and it will bring me some comfort knowing you are near. The nights are so dark now, no stars. Henry looked over to me. Let father stay out tonight. I looked to Henry, confused. I can't do that, Henry. That's not the protocol for Harolds. Henry gave a grimace smile. Who sounds like who now, Vita? He's in a locked room. He is immobile. One way in, one way out, and you control that. If you give father this one night, then I will answer more questions tomorrow. But if you continue that barbarity, then I will answer no more. That is my compromise. Plus, I'm sure father will be more willing to help you if you allow this. I will only ask for this once. I looked to Colt as he looked back at me, then I to Harolds. Well, Harolds, what do you say you want to make the deal? I let you out tonight to see the stars. You answer questions tomorrow? I promise. Oh, thank you, Vita. Thank you, Henry. And thank you, Colt. The rooster said excitedly. Before we all left, I had a chain put on Harolds' leg just to have extra peace of mind with a sturdy metal lock. Good night, father. Good night, Henry. We closed the door and let the lights dim to darkness. Harolds looked up to some glowing stars upon the ceiling. If you could see a rooster smile with contentment, that is what you would have seen. With a sigh of his chest, Harolds put his head in his wing and powered off. I looked away from the small window.